My name's Matt Novak. I work for Morgan.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name?
Matt Novak.
Govak?
Novak.
Novak.
Yes.
Novak. Good morning, Mr. Novak.
Morning, Judge.
And sir, are you William Nesbitt?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is clause number 23 DCCR 2098. Mr. Nesbitt's charged with aggravated promotion of prostitution from February 5th of 2023. And what is the announcement?
At this time, we are not ready. I talked with the state. There's a newly assigned case, so we're fine with giving the state a chance to review everything and then go from there in terms of doing a plea negotiations position.
And the reason, Your Honor, I noticed there was an offer made back in June of 24. Of course, that was before the arrest and incarceration in Harris County. The reason that Mr. Nesbitt's bond had been revoked and increased.
Okay.
And so I need an opportunity to review what's taken place
Sure.
with TDC and make a new offer, because obviously the 5-year TDCJ is off the table after that.
Okay, so let's do this. I'll just do a normal reset, about 30 days, give Ms. French some time to get caught up. She'll send you guys over, I'm sure, whatever information she has in an offer. Make sure you stay in touch with your attorneys so that once they get that information from Ms. French, we can get an announcement at that next court date.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you Jacordi and Guillory?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is 23 DCCR 1225, and then we also have 26 DCCR 0631. Y'all can have a seat. And one more thing.
Can do it from here.
I need the witness thing. Witness camera, thanks. So we were previously in court in cause number 23 1225, and there is a I'm getting there, y'all. Motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. Looks like Mr. Guillory is on probation for evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle and was placed on a 4-year deferred probation. Entered pleas of true in that motion to counts 3, 5, and 8. And so count 1 has to do with a new evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. Count 2 has to do with failing employment and providing verification of that. Is that he failed to provide and maintain accurate residence address with the probation office. 6 is that he failed to provide verification of performing community service hours. 7 is that he was at a location other than his residence at after curfew. And then 8, which is one he pled true to, was fees. And so y'all remind me, we're here. Ms. Malfina's state has witnesses with regard to at least some of those. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, I would ask, please, that the court take judicial notice of the original PSI and cause number 23 DCCR 1225. I have a hard copy here for the court if you'd like to review that.
Let me, should have it here. I've got mine, I'll print it out. It's got my notes on it as well, so.
And also, Judge, just to refresh the court's memory, this was set last week. We had a corresponding officer, for lack of a better term, that was going to be here on another hearing today. So I asked the court to put this today just because that officer who works graveyard is going to be here already. That case has since been moved to a later date. The arresting officer in this case, the one named in the new evading officer laws, possibly due to no fault of his own. I just want to make it clear that it was me who requested this quick turnaround and probably inconvenience to everybody. So that's totally on me. We've been unable to reach him. My investigators have made several attempts. He is not here today. Again, I'm not pointing the finger at him because he may have had an extended time period off. I just have made every effort to have him here today, but have been unable to have his presence secured for this hearing, Judge. But I do have Ms. Lopez from the probation office based on the fact that there are several administrative violations that she can go over that have been pled not true to, and also to get her thoughts for the court's input. We will either let the new case rise and fall on its own, depending on the court's decision, or take some appropriate measure with respect to your decision to satisfy that case. For example, if it's ISF or something like that, of course, we would dispose of that case in a manner that would allow him to go on to ISF timely. So that's kind of where we are. Again, I'm not blaming the officer, but we've made every attempt to reach him and have been unable to do so. So that's, I don't have a lot for the court, but that's what I'm doing.
So I guess a couple things we could do. I mean, obviously the other allegations are important, but that's the main allegation. And so we could start the hearing. I could hear the evidence, and then we could recess the hearing and see if we can get him here. I'd like to have that information. I think it makes a big difference on, I mean, primarily because what he's on probation for is evading arrest with the vehicle, and the new alleged offense is another one. And so I think that is a serious enough allegation of the same sort that me just making some decision because there might be some possible missed communications, not necessarily missed communications with the officer to get him here. I think it's obviously very important that we get him here. And so I think I'm more inclined to listen to what everybody has, make some notes, and then hold any decision, reset it a week or two at the most. And I want to have a hearing and if it's just him, it may be something that we can do on a regular docket at the end of the docket.
Yes.
So, all right, so let's go forward with what you've got. Then you may call your first witness.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, ma'am. If you'll please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Thank you. You may proceed.
Good. Ms. Lopez, please state your name for the record.
My name is Rachel Lopez.
And how are you employed?
I'm a probation officer with the Jefferson County Probation Department.
And as such, do you have an opportunity to supervise an individual by the name of Accordion Dion Guillory?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Guillory in the courtroom?
Yes.
Please point to him and identify what he's wearing.
He is at the defendant's table in a gray sweatshirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that Ms. Lopez has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
And Ms. Lopez, obviously everybody is aware for purposes of this hearing, the nature of probation and what rules and regulations individuals are ordered to follow based on this court's probation is to commit a new offense clearly against the rules of probation.
Yes.
We have alleged in the motion that Mr. Guillory has committed the offense of evading detention in February of 2026.
Yes.
And it is also the underlying type of offense for which he's in probation and has been on probation for only 1 year.
Yes.
With respect to that, do you have any additional evidence based on your own knowledge or review that you would like to impart with respect to that evading, or should that better come from the officer who stopped him?
It should better come from the officer because the only thing I do have is the officer's report from that evening.
Okay, and in that context, it was reported, and in fact, Mr. Guillory has pled true to the fact that part of that offense involved his being in Harris County, correct? At some point in time, either purchase a vehicle, some point in time, would that in and of itself, which he has pled true to, be a violation of his probation?
Yes.
Was he also ordered as a condition of this court's probation to work faithfully at suitable employment and provide you verification of such?
Yes, he was.
And has he done that?
No, he has not.
And that is in violation of his court order of probation, correct?
Correct.
And in the same context, has he failed to provide documentation verifying the source and amount of his income, most specifically related to a 2025 tax return?
Yes.
And did you ask him to provide you this information?
Multiple times.
And he did not.
Correct.
And would that have been in violation of his court order of probation?
Yes.
Was he also ordered by this court to provide and maintain an accurate residence address with his officer so that you or this court could locate him at any time?
Yes.
And did he do so?
He provided me an address at each of his office visits, but when he was questioned by the officer in the officer's offense report, he gave a different
Hearsay.
address.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
So you had the two addresses listed in the motion, correct? The
Correct.
address there at Rusk and the address on West Lucas.
Correct.
And pursuant to the totality of this motion, came to your attention that yet another address for Mr. Guillory, which you did not have, had been associated with him.
Correct.
And again, it's just important that you have that information so that you, any of your officers or the court could find him at any time
Correct.
for a home visit or any other reason.
Correct. Or for instance, if I need to reschedule an appointment, I'll send a letter to that address, the address that I have, so that they know, that by no fault of their own, I'm needing to move their appointment.
Correct. And was Mr. Guillory also ordered as a condition of this probation to perform and give you verification of performing community service hours?
Yes, and so this should be noted that Mr. Guillory had previously performed community service, and then he started to have some violations. And so within our office, we have the option to reinstate previously waived community service hours. That's part of our community service amendment, is that when we ask to have community service hours held in abeyance, we have the ability to reinstate hours should we feel the need to. And so due to Mr. Guillory not doing what he was supposed to do, my supervisor chose to reinstate 50 hours of community service. And he has not completed those 50 hours.
Okay.
That's the 50 hours that we're talking about.
Okay. So although he has done some, there were violations that as a sanction thereof required reinstatement of some of those hours, which he has failed to comply with.
Correct.
Curfew is a condition of probation, correct?
Correct.
And was he in violation according to your review of all the documents of that curfew on February 27th of 2026?
Yes.
And would this go hand in hand with what he has previously pled true to as to being in Harris County?
Correct.
And lastly, he was court ordered to pay all the required fines and fees directed by this court with respect to his probation. And has he done that, or is he in arrears, or has he been in arrears at some point in 2026?
He is in arrears currently $2,202. He has not made any form of payment since January of this year.
And additionally, absent anything that Officer Moss or any officer from Beaumont Police Department would have, is there anything that you would like to add for Judge West while you are hearing under oath on this case?
Additionally, I was not able to check GPS tracker. He's on bond for his current case. And one of the conditions is that he have a GPS tracker. I was not able to check that last week because I was out of county in a training. But when I checked today, it was found that he was out past curfew on July 4th.
And had you been in the office last week?
I would have been able to check more accurately before today, and would have been able to submit that to the court sooner, but I only returned back to the office today.
This morning, right? And had I not requested this hearing so quickly, in the ordinary course of
Correct.
business, the court could have anticipated us filing the First Amendment.
Correct, and I do have documentation of that from the GPS tracker website if that's needed.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you. Mr. Kimler?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You say it was out past curfew, the GPS indicated it was out past curfew.
Correct.
July 4th.
Correct.
What was the address that that's pegged to be able to say it was out there?
If you use it as 2120 Ashley Street of Beaumont, Texas,
And is that the address that you've had for him throughout his probation, or has that changed?
that's changed.
When was that updated?
His GPS, the address that he has for his current GPS is a Longfellow Avenue. And then he was at 2218 Rusk Street before that.
So Ashley is the current address that you have for him? Or
No, Ashley is the address he was at
At.
when he was in violation.
My question was, what was the address that you had for him as his residence location?
2218 Rusk Street.
That would have been July 4th, is that right?
No, he had it as a Longfellow I don't know the exact address for Longfellow.
So what is the Rusk address?
The Rusk address is where he lived before he was on GPS. He told me at his last office visit that he has moved into the Longfellow address since he's gotten the GPS tracker.
Back when the allegation is that he didn't provide you with the proper residence address, what was the address that you had then?
Then it was 2218 Rusk Street.
Rusk. And the address that he provided to law enforcement is indicated by the report.
Can I look at my
Yes,
report?
sir.
Because I admittedly don't have that memorized. That address he gave was a 2450 West Lucas Drive, apartment 37.
Was that where he was located when the officer encountered him? Or do you know?
I'm not aware of that.
Do you know, I guess the allegation would be that would be the address he was living at, and that wasn't his current address?
Correct. That was the address he, at least according to the offense report that I have, he told the officer that was where he was living
Living.
at that time.
Okay, we maybe can take that up with the officer. Do you know have you ever reviewed his state issued ID or driver's license?
He does not have one.
Okay. Do you know the address that he was booked in the jail under?
I do not.
Have you ever had mail returned to you from the Rusk address or not?
I do not believe so.
You ever did a home visit there? Was he there?
I have not.
So the allegation that he didn't give you the correct or didn't update his residence address is predicated on the address that he gave to the officer. Is that right?
Correct.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
How far behind is he on community service? 50 hours?
50 hours. Yes, sir.
And as far as maintaining suitable employment, he never provided any kind of proof that he was employed.
He has told me throughout his probation that he is either looking for employment or he is doing side jobs. But he's never given me any proof of that in regards to hours logged or anything like that. And as far as actual gainful employment, I've never received any form of paycheck stub or anything of that nature.
Any kind of any indication at all that he's employed at all was never provided?
Not as of this filing.
Suitable employment, I guess, means legitimate legal work.
Something that you can file your taxes for.
Yeah, 1099s.
Yeah. Correct.
Passwords.
Ms. Nolfino?
I don't have anything additional. Judge?
Thank you, ma'am. All right, any other witnesses?
Not from the state judge, the court will indulge us with respect to Officer Moss. I will make every effort to have him here either tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's,
Or we-
I would rather go ahead and make sure I don't want to set it for tomorrow and then you not being able to get in touch with him. So let's do it next Monday. At the end, the 10 or 11 o'clock, once we're finished with the docket.
You want him here?
9 o'clock. I want you here at 9 o'clock next Monday morning. And get in touch with Officer Moss and we can go through what we need to at the end of next Monday's docket. And but do you have any evidence then with regard to Mr. Kimler, with regard to any of the other, you don't have any witnesses with regard to the administrative stuff that Ms. Lopez?
I would call it for explanation, Your Honor, but
Would rather call him after the officer.
Okay, so we'll take care of that at
I
all
don't
at
think
that
it's
time.
gonna be very involved in that.
Okay, so just to make it, I want to make sure so that if for some reason Ms. Lopez cannot be here, at least for the address. And I'm taking judicial notice of the court's files in both cases and y'all can figure out where this all came from, but I do have the probable cause from the new offense and the address on that was either given or given in some type of ID form was the 2450 West Lucas. And the address that you had, Miss Lopez was the 2218 Rush Street. And then the curfew from July 4th, which Do you guys have what I'd like between now and next week? If there's time, do y'all have time? If there's going to be that allegation, if y'all want me to take into consideration an additional curfew violation, get that administrative done very quickly. Can you get that motion amended?
A probation hearing takes an unexpected turn when Judge West uncovers a long list of alleged violations. The defendant was already on deferred probation for evading arrest with a vehicle, but prosecutors say he now faces allegations involving another evading case: missed employment verification, an inaccurate residence address, incomplete community service, curfew violations, and unpaid court fees. During the hearing, Probation Officer Rachel Lopez testified that the defendant had failed to provide proof of legitimate employment, had not completed 50 reinstated community service hours, and was behind on required payments. She also revealed GPS evidence allegedly showing another curfew violation. But Judge West refused to make a final decision without hearing directly from the arresting officer involved in the new evading allegation.